I feel like what happened to the student was very unfair because when he complained about the issue, it was mocked and he was told that it was a joke. So it basically was saying that us complaining about racism that we experience is a joke to white people. And here at UFS, racism is something that is present even with amongst us as students, something that we see and experience every day, even during classes.
I saw the video and I found myself crying while I was watching the video. I feel like racism is something that we experience here at UFS during class, during your time here on campus, because white students associate themselves alone, they isolate themselves, and you can never see white people with black people in a group. Let me put it like that. Yes, and I feel like it's something that should be addressed, because also the complaint, it was taken as a joke because the lecturer said that it was just a joke when someone was complaining. So I feel like our views and our opinions are not heard.
All right, now let's discuss this more. We're now joined by University of Free State Campus Student Representative Council's President Axola Toto. Axola, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. What can you tell us about this latest incident?
Thank you very much for having me. This incident is disturbing. On the 14th of September, which was Thursday, if I remember well, I was in the office, and while I was seated there, of course, doing some work, I received, there's a knock on my door saying that, President, did you see your WhatsApp? Did you check your WhatsApp? There's something happening in one of the academic spaces. So when I check there, actually, I see that there's a complaint that currently, as we were there, there's a student who was referred to as a baboon. So I called a few SRC members who were at office at that time. We rushed there, and when we get there, indeed, there was a class, and you could see that people were disgruntled. When we followed up on what is actually happening, we are told that there was a group of students who referred to another student as a baboon. And now there were a lot of witnesses to that incident, and we went to the lecturer and we asked the lecturer, so the lecturer seemed to be brushing it off. And we were told that the lecturer said, no, it's a joke. And if I were to quote the words, one of the students even went to as far as saying that she said that's how they are. That means that incident was brushed off. And we called Protection Service because we believe that the students were acting in good faith by going to the lecturer. And then we called Protection Service. Protection Service reported to the scene. And when Protection Service reported to the scene, we were like, okay, it's okay now. Protection Service has it. And then we noticed that nothing is happening, and the ground is very much polarized. We wrote to Human Rights Department at campus, and then we told them that this is the situation. This case cannot be kept under carpet. We are calling for an immediate suspension of the individuals who are perpetuating racism in our country, in our campus. After that, after a multiple engagement, we also told them that if they do not do it in 48 hours, as per student demand, there would be an unrest in the campus and things are not going to proceed as planned academically.
Axola, so
that's when they...
Yeah, Axola, it's been more than 48 hours.
That's when they...
So let's just move on now. So, I mean, just listening to the students, just retelling how it happened, our understanding was that it was one student against one student, but you are telling us that a group of students actually called a black learner or a black student a baboon. How rife would you say such racist incidents are at the Free State University campus?
I beg your pardon, I lost you.
We were listening to just some of the students talking about how there are divisions in the institution. How rife would you say that such incidents of racism are at the campus?
Yes, from what we observe with our naked eye, it's true. Because when we got there, actually, after that incident, when that incident happened, that's when we started receiving a surge of similar cases where students even told us that lecturers in the nurse faculty would go to an extent of giving some lecturers in Afrikaans. And if you recall, that was the Afrikaans language was ruled out as it cannot be a medium of instruction anymore in the University of the Free State. So it's true, because we are receiving a lot of complaints about the case. And one of the students actually pointed out here when I was listening that you would never, there's no integration basically between white and black students in the campus. From that, from all problems that are affecting students in general, it's rare where you are going to find white students actually complaining or being part of, let's say, there's a protest regarding issues that are academic issues, your funding issues. So it speaks to again as to whether don't they have problems, or what is happening, or when they complain, they get attended to faster than the black students. Yes.
Axola, your line is not that great, so I'm going to ask my last question. Just looking at this particular incident and listening to some of the students, somebody might be listening to this and saying, why do you refer to somebody calling someone else a baboon as racist? Why do you think that in this country it is still very hard to understand that the term baboon or monkey, which has been used on several occasions in South Africa, perpetuates the racist stereotype that black people and colored people, in fact, are less evolved?
You see, this term of referring to people as baboons, it dates back from the dark days of this country, where people were petrified, those petrifying moments. Black people were referred to as baboons for the fact that they are black. Their intellect actually has been undermined by the white establishment, colonial establishment, you name them all. So calling someone a baboon comes with all injustices of the past that have not been rectified yet. And if you notice very well, it's only white people who would go to an extent of calling black people baboons. So people must ask themselves as to why is it only this specific race refer to black people as baboons? Why are they not referring to each other as baboons? What does it say? It simply says that we are less evolved. As just said, we are our intellectuality is being insulted. We are seen as lesser humans as white people treat us, because I can't say at this point in time those injustices and things that were done at the past has been rectified as we speak right now. So yes, it's very racist to call someone a baboon based on their skin color, and it must be condemned. It must never be entertained in this country. It must be cut off.
All right, Axola, thank you so much for your time.